Hey everybody, I'm back. It's Scott Gold. I'm at the gardening center at night, which would not normally be the time most people would come here, but I am looking for some bushes, some shrubs, so I thought I'd bring you along. So before we go any further, I'll show you the space I'm shopping for. You'll see to the right that area of mulch with sporadic weeds, and the white structure is my neighbor's guest house. It sits about 6 inches off of my property line, and my backyard is very small, and I want to get a fence eventually, a privacy fence. There's another view so that I can block it off entirely. But until then, there's a window that overlooks my yard. The people love to stare out into my yard. Otherwise, it's quite private. So that I'm pointing out where the lot line is, where that like green hose is, so you can see how close it is. And eventually, like I said, I want to get a tall bush and then like a hedge to grow, and then ultimately I'll have a fence put up right in front of that white structure. So let's go back and shop. Filled in. I really have a neighbor that's window looks directly over my backyard, and those bastards are always peering out, and it's like, I want some lard ass bush like this to plant right in front of their window. The problem is everything is full sun. You know, it's like, I live in Chicago, okay? We don't have full sun. The houses are close together. We have very small yards. What full sun? Now I have to make an apology because listening to this back, I see that I sound rather irritated this evening. And it's nighttime. I worked a full day. That's why I'm shopping at night. But more than that, it's because I'm talking about my neighbors, and I will insert a little clip here of why it is they are so irritating to me. I don't know. The people are just weird, and they're always looking out their window. When they first moved in, they came over, and instead of saying, hi, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name is, they said, did you steal our cat? And I was like, first of all, who are you? And of course not. What are you talking about? And like, our cat's missing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. And they said, yeah. Did you take it? I said, no, I just told you I didn't take your cat. I said, well, we got 2 kids over there that are seriously upset over their missing cat. Wow. Talk about a horrible, horrible first impression. This is how you talk to people then you move next door to? I said, yeah, listen, if I see it, I'll let you know. How about that? So the next day, I see the cat sitting in the window. It's like, oh, well, evidently your cat returned. I'm not quite sure why. It would have if that's how you people are, but, you know, after that, I really wasn't too interested in knowing them very well. And then they rerouted their gutters or drainage system to flow directly into my other neighbor's yard. And he had a whole like French drain system already installed. It overwhelmed the French drain, and now he's told them repeatedly, your water you've directed onto my lot is causing a major problem. And he says, oh well, so now he has to have a whole separate system, another French drain system installed for, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars, because this fool wanted to reroute his water. It's like, reroute it down the driveway so it runs into the street and the storm drains, not into someone else's backyard. But, you know, that's how the people... And the other thing is, I have a hedge that one little part of it died, and I want to replace it. I dug out the old one. Oh, this is green gem. I think that's it. Here we have disaster area number 2. We have some green gem boxwoods and Annabelle hydrangeas in the middle, and there's some English ivy that grows along an entire wall behind it. It's all just too much. The Annabelle hydrangeas have taken over everything, and they've begun killing out the boxwoods, and there's an area that has died. I'm going to try to find the same boxwood and replace the section. We'll see if that works. Put something else in the middle entirely and just get a fresh look. I had no time to maintain this and everything got out of control. I'm halfway tempted to get like some little ones and just hope for the best. Well, if you buy them little like that, then shit, how long are you gonna live to see these things grow? Well, that's about enough of that. This is the proceeds of that shopping trip. I had about 5 or 6 rhododendron called Yucca Princess. But I'm going to have to go back to the store in the daylight to see what else I can find. I definitely need more than this. So it's day 2, and I'm back at the gardening center, a different one this time, and it actually has more selection. I'm looking around at everything, still on the hunt for something tall that will block out that nosy neighbor's window. Here's some Colorado blue spruce, which are gorgeous but would grow way too huge. Here's some funky looking thing that wouldn't cover anything, but it's really interesting. And I'm looking around, and I'll show you what I ultimately settled on. Let's just go with that. All right, here's all the stuff I've purchased so far for my little landscaping project. And it's a great day to do it. It's about 70 degrees and overcast. Let's hope this looks good. Here we are at the infamous hill, and I have to admit it is sort of anticlimactic. You'll have to envision it with a privacy fence behind. I chose to go with the smaller boxwoods only because I don't know how well everything will do with the shade of the house and then the shade of a future privacy fence. So the other boxwoods I have grew together in a couple of seasons, and I left room to add another tall bush as well to the right of this one if I choose to in the future. Hopefully everything grows well. Here we are at what was an overgrown mess formerly. I removed all of the hydrangea plants that were in there, overcrowding the boxwoods, and I planted 3 rhododendron. I cut back all of the ivy that had been growing on the wall behind, leaving just a tiny amount, and it'll eventually grow back, but it will probably take a couple of years and will be much thinner and more manageable. I added a section of boxwoods where it had died, and the hope is now that they're able to get more sunlight, we can get these back into full health in a season or so. Well, that brings us to the end. I had a couple of rhododendron left over that I needed to find a place for, so I put them right there. We'll see how those work out. One little last look around the garden. That's the problem. You always have more work to do when you're a homeowner. So try not to look too hard. I'm sure you'll see some weeds or some other projects that need attention, but I appreciate you watching. And as always, if you haven't subscribed yet, it's not too late. If you have, welcome to the family. I love you for watching.